Well, we are here. I kind of knew that we would end up in this situation, which is the Department of Education being dismantled and defunded. Now, I did a video a couple weeks ago, and I'll probably leave the link up here about this particular topic and everything surrounding it, from the teacher salaries and other companies that benefit from public school, and how the current administration defunding public education won't affect families directly, because the guard, or the way education is being administered, is changing. And that will take other research. You have to research both sides of a situation to get the full picture. And hopefully when you research something, it's unbiased. With that being said, a while back ago, when I was involved in public education, I was let go basically because I wouldn't sign off on an eval that kind of discredited me and the quality of education that I brought. I had brought many years to the company and did outstanding numbers and earned licenses and certifications, all sorts of things, events, and met important people. I'm not going to talk about the people, not going to boast and brag about it. It's not what this video is about. But the point I'm bringing this up was, even with all the credentials I had and all the performances I had, because I wouldn't follow along with the status quo, I was let go. Now, I've always had the mentality to invest in me, invest in what I like to do, and also invest in IPs, which is intellectual property. What is that? Basically, anything that is your creation. And so the lessons that I would make, the creations that I would make, whether it's 3D models or designs, I would make sure that I own those things. Now, later on, I was able to parlay those things into the company you know now. And I've been able to make a living from that. But my advice to educators out here right now is, the educational system has shown you who they support and what they believe. You could be working for a company for 20, 30 years and they'll let you go. So the main point of this video is to re-emphasize and talk about a topic I used to discuss. So long story short, I used to always talk with my peers and my colleagues and say, hey, you guys are the school. And without you guys, there would be no school. Without the students, there is no school. So why do we always put up with this crap, being demeaned, disrespected? Why not take ownership of what you teach and what you've created? Because I'll be honest, Department of Ed is being dismantled because of how they manipulated the curriculum for agendas. And the root cause of it is essentially that things that really didn't benefit students or our society as a whole were forced and implemented on students and families. And that is a manipulation of taxpayer dollars. And so why bring something into a classroom, that won't make us competitive with other nations? For example, I think China, Japan, all these areas they're kicking our behinds in technology and math and science. And so the point I'm making is, well, if us as a nation need to be competitive, need to be able to create stuff, need to be able to compete on leading edge of technology, certain subjects were being taught that had nothing to do with that. It was more, I guess, on the level of social or religious or certain beliefs, which could be, I guess, decided or disseminated outside of public school. I mean, what's going on here? So, oh, by the way, feel free to comment at any time in this video. But the main point of what I'm saying is, if you teach something in school or anywhere you teach, why not have stake or ownership in what you teach? This was never taught to us. What we were taught when we go to college or in high school is to learn how to follow and how to get a 9-to-5. The problem with that is that doesn't adapt as decades, centuries, times goes on. Once you go to one decade to the next, things change. The environment changes. The economy changes. Now we're in the AI era and automation. So a lot of things that we were taught in high school to get into the job market will be obsolete. Now, Skilled trades, on the other hand, and I mentioned this, are very important. There are certain things, even artistically, people can do that a robot can't replicate. How can a robot replicate creativity, imagination? And I believe that comes from God and ether. So what I want to say on that is, and hopefully I'm not moving too fast in my dialogue, but what I want to say to that is, you creating your own ideas, intellectual property, gives you power and ownership. So if that job were to ever let you go, guess what will happen? You have something to start to fall back on. And so CLO Ed TV was a creation out of that, and all affiliate companies and the things that I learned and applied were able to make this business flourish. And so what I'm essentially saying is, by creating books, yes, I have books. You can look in the link in the description. I have a third book already written, just need to be published, and I will continue to write books, create lessons, create designs and engineering, 3D models and all sorts of stuff. Videos, this is content. This is a brick in the whole empire. Okay? So I did want to do a full in-depth video about this bottle cutter. However, that video has to come out next week. And because, of course, life and things, getting your cue that you have to handle, and that kind of controlled how much I could record this week. But I wanted to make sure that if I couldn't lay 10 bricks in my empire, I have to at least lay one. And so that's a part of discipline and making sure that you're being diligent in your own content or your own creations. And so I had to be diligent if I'm going to encourage you guys out there to be diligent. And the beautiful thing, that's the difference that I learned from creating your own IPs and owning your own education, is that it grows and rewards you exponentially. Let me break it down simply. If you could spend, let's say, 5 years in a public school, the 6th year they could fire you. They could let you go. Now, here's a key thing about that. The really crazy thing about that is you have invested nothing in yourself in those 5 years. Now, that is a major detriment to you, because all you're doing is getting compensated. You're getting paid for those 5 years. But if you're not wise with that money, say, for example, you put it into something that will hold you over for a long period of time where you may not find employment, or you didn't invest in something with that money, then that money is not as important as something that you invest in that continues to grow and pay you. And so what I would say to all current educators right now, the economy, the administration is showing you how important your job is. And so what I would say to that is, be prepared and start investing in your own intellectual properties. Start copywriting your lessons. Start copywriting your books. Start copywriting your videos or whatever you create, your artwork, whatever, your music. Start making that into product. Because if you just set that to the side and say, hey, I'm just going to grade these papers, I'm going to show up to work, I'm going to do these lessons, that's not enough to keep you on the job. If the budget gets tight, they will cut you. And so it has nothing to do with seniority or your relationship with who you're with. You could be tight with the person in control and still have to be let go. And so I want you to keep that in the back of your head. If you have lost your job or been fired as of late because of changes going on, let me know in the comment section. And I would say to you, it's not hopeless. It's definitely a great opportunity. When one door closes, another one opens. And I would never trade what I used to do for what I'm doing right now, because I got my freedom back, I got my time back, and also learn how to make income with just a little investment. You know, although money's not as important to me, it's more about being able to wake up every day and create anything that I want. that was what I always prayed for, and you know, that's what I'm always thankful for, is to be able to create things, make things. My thing is always taking like stuff that people would consider junk and turning it into something amazing. I love 3D printing and all sorts of stuff, and really I got a lot of projects surrounding just repurposing, recycling, reusing, upcycling, making things do things that they shouldn't. I think that's part of alchemy, magic, imagination, you know? And so what I want to say to you is you're not locked into one thing. And the whole thing about Department of Education being dismantling just means that education is going to look different. It's going to be different. It's going to be more opportunities opening up. It's going to be certain opportunities closing. And it has to change because I come from how it used to be, and it's not great at all. It's gotten out of hand, and you know, look at this as an opportunity. Don't look at this as a detriment. Look at it as now you can take education into your own hands, and it's all about a choice. And so that's what today's video was about. I've got a lot of projects along the way. I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to the channel. If you want to find out what my channel is more about, I got over hundreds of videos on the channel. Feel free to click on any one of them. And if you would like to comment, just make sure you follow the guidelines and make sure it's of value and you contribute good statements, questions, or comments in the comment section. And consider subscribing to the channel. If you see any of my projects and would like to support links are always in the description. Also, any projects, you'll see advertisements across the screen for it. All right, so next week, we're going to be talking about how to turn this bottle into cordage, and then maybe we can build something with this cordage. But appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm getting out of here. See you on the next video.